TMZ recently leaked a video showing Diddy inside Fort Dix, where he was apparently caught trying to make a call. Around the same time, Justin Bieber released a statement about his experiences with Diddy, leading some to speculate that Diddy was attempting to contact his team to cover up what happened. Meanwhile, both Usher and Diddy are facing increasing scrutiny for their actions toward Justin, and many feel they deserve the consequences they are now confronting.
He is just a working class stiff while he's at Fort Dix.
So when you're at a prison and somebody says, you read any good books lately, Diddy is the answer.
He's the guy to go to because we got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library
But
itself.
you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
This was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people, get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting.
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
This got to be
his first
This got to
assignment.
be a promotion.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does
he is a
it does
media
sound like
mogul.
he used maybe possibly some connections to get a better.
One of the witnesses from the Diddy trial, who reportedly provided the feds with 8 different freak-off tapes obtained from Kim Porter, has identified Justin as a victim of Diddy. Courtney Burgess, said to be a close friend of Kim Porter, testified before a grand jury about Diddy's alleged crimes. Recently, Burgess also gave an interview naming all the celebrities he saw featured in the freak-off tapes.
He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older, he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? His shoulder part was, the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
Mary J.
Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, just whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they like they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments. And then I got calls from certain of them wanting to get the tape out of my hand. And
Rumors about Justin's experiences in the industry have circulated for years, and he has spoken openly about the abuse he endured. In a newly resurfaced interview with Apple Music, Justin shared how he continues to feel shame over what happened to him. During the interview, he even broke down in tears, expressing that he doesn't want any child to have to go through the same experiences he did.
Me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and yeah, So yeah, I just want to protect her, you know. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
The most disturbing part of Justin's story is how he was repeatedly betrayed by the very people who were supposed to protect him. Usher, who signed Justin, was responsible for keeping him safe, yet his focus seemed to be on the money he could make. Justin was just 13 when his single One Time went viral on YouTube, catching the attention of Usher's record company, Lefus Records. Justin and his manager, Louisiana Reed, were quickly approached, and Reed saw Justin's potential to become a major star. Justin was immediately signed and placed under Usher's guidance, who knew how to navigate the music industry, and crucially, had Diddy's backing. Usher then handed custody of Justin over to Diddy, and the troubling events that followed are now widely known.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what else do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for you.
Usher was aware of what Diddy intended for Justin, and in many ways, this reflected a troubling pattern from his own past. When Usher was 13, his mother sent him to stay with Diddy at Puffy Flavor Camp. Usher has since spoken publicly about the difficult experiences he faced during that time. As a minor, he was placed in situations that were confusing and challenging for someone his age. Additionally, while at Puffy Flavor Camp, Usher was exposed to experiences that he did not fully understand.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say it.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Usher stated that he would never send his own son to Puffy Flavor Camp, yet he sent Justin there. At one point, Diddy was even granted legal custody of Justin for a period of 48 hours.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
Who signed to Usher?
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
To provide some context about what occurred at Puffy Flavor Camp, here are several photos that were released during the trial illustrating Diddy's activities at the time.
And a shocking amount of high-powered rifles. These never-before-seen pictures were taken by police during the raids of the music star's homes. Police photographed a collection of lingerie, 200 bottles of baby oil, and 900 bottles of lubricant as we see for the first time what some of those freak-offs looked like. Hotel room furniture covered in sheets and towels. In response to the large collection of freak-off supplies, Diddy's defense attorney argued last week his star client likes to buy in bulk like any other American.
They've said on day one to the jury, flight records that prove that Sean Combs and his company were transporting these male escorts, were transporting women like Cassie and Jane across state lines for the purpose of sex that they did not want to engage.
Justin's time with Diddy became one of the most difficult periods of his life. Even as a minor, he struggled with substance use, which was reportedly an attempt to cope with the pain and stress of his experiences. Later, Justin tried to distance himself and gain some independence from Diddy, but he faced significant challenges in doing so.
Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh.
Good morning.
No, not good morning. You already know. Why are you here? You already. Go. Get out of here. All you guys want is money. Money. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Money. That's all you care about? Money? That's all you care about, guys. What do you know? It's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
Usher played a deeply negative role in Justin Bieber's early career, and Justin has been working to recover from the impact ever since. He even testified that being managed by Usher was harmful to his professional development. As a result, Justin distanced himself from Usher, including unfollowing him on social media and choosing not to participate in the Super Bowl alongside him.
Career, do you know Raymond Usher IV?
No.
Do you know an individual in entertainment by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeCal? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's gonna
let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory.
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Bieber is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story, and the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do One element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly, okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer, who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him, being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality.
During his time with Diddy as a child, troubling rumors about Usher began to circulate. The situation became so serious that Usher eventually had to be hospitalized. According to sources close to Diddy, other celebrities who were aware of the circumstances knew what was happening, yet none of them intervened to help Usher.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy.
Justin has fully distanced himself from both Usher and Diddy and no longer associates with them. Despite this, Diddy's influence on his life has been significant. After reports emerged that Justin was being contacted to testify in the trial, a video surfaced showing him in tears. Around the same time, there were also reports that Justin had struggled with substance use again.
I don't think he's coming back out anytime soon.
I'm scared that I'll fucking run into the high court.
I do feel bad for a real trying to bombard. Oh my god, I thought a vehicle for me.
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their silence on recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives.
As expected, Justin has denied that he personally experienced any abuse. However, in his statement, he acknowledged that there are real victims. This statement was released during the trial, before any details were made public and before Diddy was convicted. This raises the question, which victims and minors was Justin referring to?
Breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Hey, let's just go get some girls. I got some girls.
A man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about. We hit him like this, so we and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry led him to this point.
Justin stepped away from one of the most successful music careers of all time in order to distance himself from Diddy and Usher. His relationship with Usher has ended due to the past circumstances between them. When questions arose about why Justin did not perform with Usher at the Super Bowl, Usher claimed he was busy, but in reality, Justin chose not to participate because he no longer wanted to be associated with them.
A brief conversation.
Here's why Justin Bieber didn't perform with Usher at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. While Usher brought the house down during his headlining gig, many were wondering why his protege Justin Bieber didn't make a cameo appearance alongside fellow guests Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. Now Usher explains why JB ultimately decided against hitting the biggest stage in the world in an interview with The Breakfast Club.
You know, I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, you know, wanting to tell a different story right now, and I understand that. But we did have a brief conversation, and you know, we're gonna do something else in the future. But there's no love lost or anything like that. I think that it's a lot of pressure for the Super Bowl, obviously, for me to put together a show. So I reached out to everybody. Justin wasn't the only person that I actually spoke to about doing the Super Bowl. But the moment was...
Authorities are now investigating Diddy and Usher. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has officially opened a new criminal investigation into Diddy. According to the sheriff's office, the investigation also involves Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, and C.J. Wallace, the son of Biggie Smalls. Reports indicate that Jonathan Hay was allegedly assaulted by Diddy after being invited to record music. Given the allegations, those who have worked closely with Diddy may also benefit from support or counseling.
Welcome back to ABC News Live reports. Sean Diddy Combs is facing new allegations. The LA Sheriff's Department says that it's investigating a report from an alleged victim in Florida. That alleged victim has identified himself as music producer Jonathan Hay in social media posts that have since been removed. A spokesperson for Combs has not responded to ABC News' request for comment. Combs is currently serving a federal prison sentence after he was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution earlier this year. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer for more on this. So Brian, this accuser says he's already listed as John Doe in a civil case against Combs. So talk about how that could impact this investigation now that he's also has identified himself too.
Yeah, so the only impact that I can see on this investigation will now be that law enforcement will know who to speak with. But he already reached out to law enforcement in Florida that's working in conjunction with LA where the alleged crime has occurred. And so the impact of him making notice that he also has a civil case doesn't really affect one or the other. If anything, it affects the potential civil case, because with a typical civil case, you just have the lawyers doing the investigation. Now you have the full force and power of the LAPD doing part of the investigation, and their criminal investigation could help create more information that he could go for.
This story is far from over. Diddy is facing increased scrutiny, Usher's past actions are under the spotlight, and Justin has gained distance and independence. Developments are unfolding quickly, and the next update could have a significant impact. Share your thoughts below and stay tuned for further information.